Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever and whenever you are joining us. Welcome to our latest edition of What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. As always, I'm your host, the coach Nick Vesci, joined by the boy Stephen Vesci.
What up?
And the man Stephen Conlow.
I have a goatee like you now.
I noticed that.
I see you copying my facial hair.
We're goatee
This is
guys.
tree.
Yeah, we're goatee guys.
Yeah. And now, if you're new to our show, we like to think of ourselves as the sports show for sports fans about sports. We like to focus on what happens inside the lines of competition rather than the outside TMZ-like noise that unfortunately dominates much of our sports discussion these days. Now, before we get into our top catch for this evening, just a reminder to follow us on all of our social media. That's on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, Threads, at UCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio, and all that information can be found on our website, WCMEsports.com. Now, without further ado, we get into our top catch for the show, and this week we went with the World Series Game 3 between the Toronto Blue Jays from the American League and the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League. Game 3 took place in Chavez Ravine at Dodger Stadium, and boy, was this one a doozy, an all-timer, one for the ages. So the game took 6 hours and 39 minutes. Yes, you heard that, 6 hours and 39 minutes. Didn't end until the 18th inning when Mr. Awesome Freddie Freeman hit a walk-off homer to give the Dodgers a 6-5 victory and to put them up, more importantly, 2-1 in the series over Toronto. Freeman now has 2 postseason walk-off homers. Game 1 of last year's World Series and hit that grand slam off of Nasty Nestor, which is tied for the most all-time. 2 postseason walk-offs is tied for the most all-time. Think about that, how crazy that is.
Wait,
it's just how
2 postseason, not World Series, just 2 postseason.
Postseason walk-off home runs is the most anyone's ever hit. So Freddie's tied. Can you name the 3 people? These are 3 names, boy, that you know. 3 names
David
that played.
Ortiz,
Correct. That played a crap ton of.
Albert Pujols, Derek Jeter.
Not Derek Jeter. Jeter's a
A-Rod.
very close guess.
A-Rod.
A-Rod didn't play as many postseason games because the Yankees
Posada.
weren't.
Yeah, it's got to be one of these guys. Bernie.
It's Bernie Williams.
Okay.
And the other one was from the Cheaters.
Tuve.
Correa. Ortiz,
Okay.
Correa, and Bernie are the only other players in Major League Baseball history to have essentially more than one postseason walk-off
That's
homer, which
wild.
is amazing.
And it's all modern. Like,
Yes.
Bernie's the oldest one on that list.
Correct. Freddie's the only one of those, though, to have 2 walk-off homers in the World Series. No one has
That's crazy.
had more walk-off home runs in the World Series than Freddie Freeman, which is, again, remarkable.
Frederick.
So the 18 innings, that's tied for the longest game in MLB postseason history. Many of the people would think back to, the first thing I thought of was the 2018 World Series Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Red Sox, and Max Muncy hit that walk-off homer. Oddly enough, because of that result of that game, almost, that allowed the Red Sox to win the series because Nathan Eovaldi pitched, 7 innings, an absurd amount of innings in that, ate all the innings up. So their bullpen was essentially completely rested. And that was one of the biggest reasons that he's seen as a hero in Boston and that the Red Sox won that 18 World Series. The 2022 ALDS Game 3, I believe Jeremy Pena hit a walk-off homer in that. 2014 NLDS Game 2, I want to say Brandon Belt hit a walk-off homer there. And then 2005 NLDS Game 4, I think it's Chris Burke who had the walk-off homer. I want to say that's for the Astros in that. So each of those games featured either a walk-off home run or a go-ahead homer in the 18th. I believe Pena's home run in the 18th in 2022 was in the top half of that inning. Moving on to Shohei Ohtani. In this game, he set a postseason record by reaching base 9 times. 9 times. He didn't make it out. By the way,
how many records did he set in this
So
game? It felt a lot. Make a binder.
I have them here. It reaching base 9 times had only been done 3 times ever in Major League Baseball history. Not once in the postseason. The most recent time it had happened was by Stan Hack in 1942, reaching base 9 times.
Stan.
And he did that, I think, in August of 1942.
Stan the man.
Yeah, Stan. Ohtani went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and then he was walked in his next 5 plate appearances. 4 of those were intentional, which, to be honest, at that point, you had to. I think 3 of those intentional.
Throw.
Yes.
Well, it was also
3 of those were with the bases empty as well.
It was it was similar circumstances pretty much every time. I think the announcers did a really good job of saying, it's pretty much like the same song and dance, right? Has got out, and so there was usually 1 or 2 outs when Shohei got up, and he can't really hurt you. I think really the only unique time was when I think Shohei got up after it might have been Edman was on base and there were 2 outs. So they walked Shohei, and then Mookie had just gotten a hit, his first hit at his previous plate appearance. So they walked Mookie and they said, all right, we'll pitch to hitless Freddie Freeman, who had a chance for a walk-off granny. But yeah, we never saw Shohei get up as the leadoff hitter in any of those extra innings. And everyone was kind of speculating, like, well, what if Shohei
you
gets up?
would still
would've
walk
walked
him.
him.
You still would have walked him because you can't let him beat you.
Yeah, and Schneider pretty much said that in his post.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, Schneider pretty much said that at the post game, was like, yeah, like we are going to be evaluating the circumstances every time he gets up, because we're not going to let him beat us.
He's
2 games too late.
Yeah, I will say too. You brought up Freeman getting up. He had a lot of chances.
Yes,
before the home run to win the game, and he did put up good at bats and good swings. Yeah, he got
good wood on the ball, but it was
on
it
2
was
or 3
cold,
of them.
and that marine layer had set in, like Stevie was talking about. All of them, I think, backed Varsho up to the wall.
Yeah,
and I think Varsho caught 2
that the Dodgers.
I think Varsho caught 2 with his back against the center field wall. It was just Freddie was flirting with the area where he hit his walk-off home run. He was flirting with that area of the ballpark all night.
Yeah, I mean, for him to hit that out in the 18th inning, that was like MLB The Show, the perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how he hit that. Yeah, because I think Will Smith hit one that he bat flipped a little bit.
Teoscar hit one.
And dude, and it seemed like when if you go back and watch, it seemed like everyone was in the stadium was so burnt out on getting getting punked pretty much by these high fly balls that weren't traveling because it was so cold out. And so when Freddie hit his, it wasn't noisy or anything. Everyone just kind of sat and watched. And then when the ball finally dropped over the wall is when it got super loud. I was, you fool me, can't get fooled again.
And watch me hit this drive.
Yeah, hats off to the Dodgers fans, by the way. I don't think anyone left. That stadium was full as hell up until the very end.
When you get there 3-4 innings late, you should be able to stay a few extra. Right?
Traffic.
That is a trademark of Dodgers games, is that the fans don't.
It fills up late.
Tailgating for a crappy college football game. You show up midway through the first quarter, maybe in the second quarter.
Fashionably late is so hot right now.
Yeah. Now I do have a few more Ohtani stats.
Yeah,
his 4 extra base hits
his
4 extra base hits in a World Series game tied Frank Isbell, of course, remember, in 1906 for the most extra base hits in a World Series game.
Yeah, Frank the Tank Isbell.
Ohtani's the first player ever with 3 multi-homer games in a single postseason. So he's hit 2 home runs 3 times this playoffs, which is nuts. And this last one's my favorite. Ohtani's 12 total bases matched his output in Game 4 of the NLCS. That was the 3 home run game. He is the only player ever with multiple games in a single postseason with 12 or more total bases. The only other player with 2 such games of 12 or more total bases in an entire postseason career is who, boy?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Literally, the excuse me, conversations about so much of his two-way play. It's like, oh, he's doing stuff that hasn't been seen since Babe Ruth. But now, his pure offensive output is stuff that hasn't been done since Babe Ruth. That Babe Ruth didn't even do.
I also did just see a stat, too, they just put up that was the most postseason home runs in a single year or whatever. Shohei's at the top with 8. He's tied at the top with 8.
Stupid. It's just it. It's like the closest thing to just a superhuman I think that our generation will ever see. We have a Mount Rushmore of GOATs in sports, right? And I think our generation, it's probably like Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods. Shohei is up there, but I think in his field, it's just it just feels like he's miles above everyone on that mountain with him, except maybe Tiger. But it's insane to watch him rack up these accolades at the pace that he is. It's unreal. I can't wrap my head around it.
We're seeing his healthy prime.
Yes.
Right. Which a lot. I mean, some of these guys that are really, really good, like Mike Trout or whatever, we miss 6 years of his prime. Right. Yes. A full season of Mike Trout. Mm-hmm. We're getting, and we actually missed a season and a half of Shohei pitching, but we're getting prime hitting, and now his pitching's back. So it's one of the more incredible things to watch. We are lucky to live in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's just, you have to sit back and just appreciate it and just let it just like destroy your
I do
brain.
love the like when he came up and like, you really gonna like, is he really going to pitch and hit full time? Is he really gonna do this? Like at some point he's gonna have to focus on something, right? He's gonna have to.
It doesn't
No,
seem like he has to.
he just played 18 innings and he's starting
After
tonight.
his
He's the starting pitcher.
after his last walk, they went or maybe it might have been his like maybe his third or fourth walk. I don't remember, but the manager came out to check on him. And like the announcers were like, they might just be coming out to be like, look, if like, A, let's see how he feels because he's pitching for us tonight at this point because it's after midnight. Or maybe we just pinch run him if they're gonna keep walking him. Like maybe we get a chance to get somebody else in there to DH and hit a bomb. But then you're also giving up pretty much a guaranteed on
Base
base
runner.
every time he's on there. Yeah.
So I think you brought up those other, legends of sport that we've witnessed in our lifetime. And I think Tiger's the best comparison just because of the absurd difficulty of the sport in which they play. Right.
Yes.
So, like when Tiger was doing things we'd never seen in golf before, it was that much more mind blowing because golf is so irrationally difficult at times, and
Mm-hmm.
almost like, and you can't comprehend some of the things that happen around it, like, oh, this bounce or whatever. But Tiger was consistent. Like, it was so hard to be that consistently good every single time and be that much better than everyone else. It like had never really been done before in golf, and I think that's the better comparison for Ohtani because baseball is so, just like golf,
Mm-hmm.
irrationally difficult. It is so absurd to be
Yeah.
able to hit one baseball going 95 miles an hour, right? Just to do it once is an insane accomplishment, right?
Yes.
He's not only hitting it, he's hitting it better, further,
Ease.
higher average, that or more often in a postseason type of thing, right? Than anyone
Mm-hmm.
we've seen really at times. So that's why I think it's a better comparison because what he's doing, similar to what Tiger was doing, was really hard to put into context while you were watching it. It was not that you couldn't appreciate it, but it was hard to understand how much better he truly was than everyone else until years later. Right? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's a maturity thing for us as we age, but I think it was more about once Tiger basically kind of finished his height of his prowess, that you were able to look back at some of the stats that he accrued relative to his competitors, and you sit there and go, this is insane. This is complete insanity that he was able to do this. And I think Ohtani is in that same boat that we'll look
Mm-hmm.
back like that 50-50 season last year and still
Yeah.
needs to marinate. It really
Yeah.
does. It needs to marinate on your brain to realize how asinine it is that he did
He wasn't
that, right?
he wasn't able
And
to
so,
pitch, so he goes, yeah, I'll just get 50-50.
Yeah.
yes.
I'll
And
just do the best
so
at this
all
now.
of these things that he's doing right now, I think, yes, merit all this discussion, all the accolades,
Okay.
all the congratulations that he's getting, all the attention. It merits it and warrants it because it is that amazing. But I really do think 5, 10, 15 years from now, we're going to sit here and go, wow, we were lucky enough to live and watch the greatest player ever.
Yeah, because I think at the end of it, and like barring like some crazy unforeseen circumstance, I think he will at the end of his career be the best baseball player of all time. I mean, obviously, like when we're talking game theory, we talked a lot about Shohei, because how could you not, right? I think it's a foregone conclusion that practically 9 times out of 10 when the Dodgers play, Shohei is going to be the MVP of that game. But I think there's two players that I think deserve a shout out who I think will probably get lost in the mix of the binder of Shohei accolades that he racked up in this game. Number one, I think Tommy Edman deserves
Agreed.
all the praise in the world because that dude's defensive acumen in that game saved them more times than not. His
The best
cutoff
part is that he
relays to
made that
home were
crucial error
awesome.
earlier.
Yeah, he made an
Yes.
And he
error that cost him a
responded.
run earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's tough, but I mean, like Goldfish. I mean, he quickly forgot about it
That's
and
what I'm saying.
started
That's what's
taking care of
remarkable is he
business.
responded to that. He
His
was resilient enough.
the rest of his throws that night saved them a lot. It saved them runners in scoring position, and it saved them runs at the plate. And the slide that I can't remember who hit it, but someone hit a ball that Freeman went to field high, kicked off his glove, and Edmund took off running to the baseline, slid, turned around and got up and made the perfect relay to third. and got him out there. But yeah, I mean, Edman, I think, played lights out defensively, and he had a couple of really clutch hits that unfortunately weren't able to be capitalized upon. And then I think the other person that deserves a shout out is that relief pitcher Klein. That dude was insane. And for a team whose big mark all year and coming into the postseason was the strength of their bullpen and how lackluster it was, everyone came out of the bullpen looking awesome. But Klein, I think, far and away exceeded expectations. Smoltz kept saying, this is a guy who's never pitched more than 30 pitches in relief. And he came out and I think he threw almost
72.
Yeah, he threw 72 pitches, and they were not only great pitches, but he was aggressive. He was going after dudes, and it was awesome.
He gave up 1 hit, struck out 5 in 4 innings.
Gave up 1 hit, struck out 5, and then I think in the 18th he got out of 2 outs, man on second, man on third, I think. But yeah, I mean, I was so blown away by his performance, especially being the last dude in the bullpen too, because he was the very last pitcher that the Dodgers had in the bullpen before they started considering relief pitcher or position players and Yamamoto to come in should it go to a 19th inning. But yeah, Klein was amazing.
Yeah,
those two guys get my like absolute tip of the cap outside of Ohtani, outside of Freeman. I got to give it up for Edman and Klein.
Yeah, so think about the Dodgers bullpen, right? You said it that's the weak spot of the Dodgers, right? You needed to get to their starters, get to the bullpen, to have a chance at beating this team, because the Dodgers, I mean, quite frankly, before this, they weren't hitting very well, but their starting pitching was going, complete games, 8 innings, 7 innings of just 1 run shutout baseball, just absurd starting pitching. Well, Glasnow only threw 4 2/3 last night, which means they had to cover 13 1/3 innings against Toronto's incredible lineup. And they gave up, I think, 1 run?
2 runs.
Or 2 runs?
1 run?
They gave up 3.
Glasnow gave up the 3-run homer to Kirk.
Glasnow's
up for the
then that was
run?
it. If Glasnow gave up that 3-run homer to Kirk, then that was it, because that was the go ahead.
Yeah.
Put him up 5-4?
No, 3-2.
3-2. Okay.
3-2. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
they gave up 2. Yes, they gave up 2.
Pretty amazing.
That's pretty remarkable.
Now, let's move on to our 3
Actually,
stretches.
they gave up 1. Sorry. Glasnow gave up 4 runs, but 2 of them were earned, and then Trinan gave up 1 run.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Trinan.
Let's move on to our 3 strikes, because the first one is gonna, piggyback on all the stuff that we've just said. So, Colin, do you have a? And I swear
don't call a late strike. Don't call a late strike.
Pitch wasn't high. It was a strike.
Yeah, it wasn't high, and we're making the call in an appropriate amount of time.
Yes.
God,
so strike 1 will belong to Kamla because he noticed someone interesting warming up in the Dodgers bullpen towards the end of the game.
I gotta talk about Yamamoto. I mean, again, for all the things that get lost in the mix of Shohei's greatness, because it is very eclipsing. Yamamoto this postseason is doing something else that's never been seen. He pitched a complete game in the NLCS. Then he pitched a complete game in Game 2 of the World Series, which back-to-back starts, unreal in the postseason
against Toronto's lineup.
Yes, against Toronto's lineup.
Do you know who the last Dodger pitcher to win back-to-back complete games in the postseason was?
Hershiser.
Yes, it was Anil Hershiser in 1988.
Come on now. But yeah, so to see, I mean, you're getting, again, top-tier quality, because for as much of a chess game as baseball is in terms of defensive substitutions and pitching, to have a guy who in his 2 starts in the postseason is not going to the bullpen once, I didn't see if they even considered warming anyone up, but Yamamoto is an absolute dog. And then last night, Verducci keeps coming up or calling up to the booth, giving everyone the plans that the managers are indicating, and the Dodgers were considering. They said, all right, we're going to go with Klein had a really good and a really quick 17th inning. We're going to go with him again in the 18th. And then after that, it's going to be a position player. And then not even like 5 minutes later, Verducci calls back up and goes, guys, there's been a development. Apparently, Yamamoto volunteered to come in and pitch, 2 days removed from a complete game. And the camera then cuts to the bullpen very quickly. And sure as shit, there he is already throwing in the bullpen, just going. I'm like,
that's some old Hoss Radburn stuff right
yeah,
there.
You want to talk about like a locker room guy? You want to talk about a guy who's just, I'm going to make sure I leave it all out there. And whether we win or whether we lose the World Series, I can say that I contributed at every possible moment to the best of my ability, to the fullest extent of my ability. And I love that. I love that. You guys know that I don't have any other baseball jerseys other than Orioles stuff. I'm a big diehard Orioles fan. We talked about it last week. It feels weird putting on a different jersey or even thinking about it. I don't care. I'm sold. I want to get a Yamamoto jersey. This guy is fucking awesome.
That's like it's a very hockey type mindset. A bruise on the leg is a hell of a long way from the heart.
Yeah,
type of thing. But he also just signed, I believe it's the richest deal ever for a pitcher. And in contrast to other sports where you might see someone sign the richest deal ever for their position,
you get paid and you sit back and collect
correct.
it.
You would say, well, I'm not going to sit there and I make this much money. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. It says here in my contract, I don't have to do any unnecessary calisthenics.
12-year, $325 million contract.
But I'm saying is that it points to the difference because, in hockey, that's just a pure culture, right?
Yes.
You're going to, that whole idea of, we're going to call everything an upper body or lower body injury because you're going to play through a lot of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like from a Yamamoto standpoint, he's volunteering to pitch extra because he's getting paid more. Like,
yes.
And in the way, and it could be, again, a Japanese thing, the way they develop just human beings is that thought process of, you invested all this in me for a reason. And to me, it would be disappointing to me if I'm not the first one to stand up and say, I'm going to do this extra work because I'm the one getting paid the most.
I want to know what the Japanese strength and conditioning program is. You got Shohei going back out there. Yamamoto wanted to go out there, volunteering to go out there throwing.
No, so
I need to know what the strength and conditioning program is.
This has
been Vladdy just hit a bomb, by the way.
This has been talked about before in baseball circles. Seeing, like you said, the durability of guys like Yamamoto and Ohtani coming over from Japan, and I want to say it's so much less about weightlifting than what our culture is. And
it looks like it.
It's almost like I don't want to say position, but like muscle group specific strengthening for the movements you're doing. And for us, what we do in our country so much, it is so based off of like chasing metrics. So be like, oh, I have to get my velocity up to here, so I'm just gonna pump iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do this like stuff.
I want to look like a Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, like essentially your body breaks down because you're not strengthening what needs to be strengthened to do the repetitive motion, right? You're just strengthening whatever gets you that metric that you can hit. And so almost like why you see guys tear ligaments and stuff because their own muscles are ripping them off of the bone. Much of, at least what I've heard, is that the Japanese strength training and development is more focused on basically getting you to be so strong where you need to be for that specific motion and those specific things.
Seems like a lot of flexibility too.
Yes, there's a lot of that involved with it because I believe
plyometrics. That's the
more flexible you are, the easier it is for you to recover. Like if your muscles are that much more flexible, I don't say age, but they don't deteriorate as rapidly and can recover quicker. And it also allows you to not have to put in as much effort to get your maximum result. Because if you watch Yamamoto pitch, he does not look like he's throwing hard. He looks like he's just playing catch, and it's 98 with movement, and then throwing a 93-mile-an-hour splitter. Like you look at that pitch and that movement, and you think, "Oh, this has got to be like 82 miles an hour."
Yeah,
insane.
And his
velocity changes were crazy.
From what I've heard, is that like they kept saying that he throws a traditional splitter where he's not pre-establishing the splitter grip in his glove as a way to not give it away. Because I guess like even when you conceal it in your glove, I guess when you go to throw a splitter, like it can be fairly obvious what
Yeah,
you're doing in there.
because
And so
when you
he
spread your
establishes the
fingers,
grip.
your
He
muscles,
establishes
your
the grip and the
tightness.
finger placement as he's going through the pitch, which
That's
they
interesting.
highlighted and said is not very common. I mean,
No.
he's a very, very effective pitcher. In that complete game that he threw against the Jays, he threw, I think, 103 pitches with 75 strikes and 4 hits or something like that. Like, absolute dog, man. Like, it was 4 hits, 1 run, and walks.
It's pretty efficient.
That's fucking wild.
Like
It's
you
wild.
said, a true dog out there on the mound. Like Carlos Tevez in his bulldog-like approach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about for my strike was Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Thank you, Kamo. Strike 2.
That's 2. That's 2. And all right, let's get 2 out there.
Let's turn
We're
2.
dealing with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We gotta take the hex off of
Finally,
the
there's
a
glove.
live rooster. Is that what?
And no one knows what to get Millie for their wedding gift.
I'm
We'll
going to
find out where the register. Some candlesticks. All right, let's get 2. All right, let's start with our college football winners and losers. Like we do every week, we will go through the previous week's winners and losers in college football. And let's start with the losers because we like to start with losers on this program.
L for love.
L for love. We're going to start with SMU losing 13-12 to Wake Forest. That's one. It's tough loss to Wake Forest. Wake Forest is not a bad team this year. Actually, pretty competitive. I believe they're 5-2. Actually,
Yes.
More competitive than Wake Forest has been in the past. But SMU, it's losing 13-12 is kind of one of the biggest issues in this. Is that you look like crap. That's just a bad loss. And I think it's their first regular season loss to an ACC opponent.
Oh, we said, I think, last week, the week before, they hadn't lost a conference game in like 2-3 years.
Except their only conference loss was in the ACC championship.
Yes. They won, what, a last 11 in the AAC, last 9 in the ACC, something like that.
Yeah. And they're still in it, by the way, for the ACC. But that one definitely hurts. Yeah, I know exactly who isn't.
Well, Virginia Tech isn't.
Damn.
Well, I guess they're not. They're 2-2 in the ACC, by the way.
Are they really?
We're on the best fishing season.
Yeah, they're 2-2 in the ACC.
Okay, so when they beat UVA by 25 in a month, that'll put them into the ACC title game with 2 losses.
We're on the best fishing season.
And they'll play like Cal or something.
Yeah, that was a shitty game. This team's like shitty bike. Moving on from SMU, let's go to the Big 12. Kansas loses 42-17 to Kansas State. And you would think, why you care about this game? Well, it's because Kansas just continues to lose, almost UVA-like, actually worse, I think, to Kansas State. They've lost. I have.
It's a little unnecessary.
But it's true. They cannot beat Kansas State in football. There's a mental block, and I don't. It's one of these things like it just makes no sense to me.
I believe the year
because Kansas State is not good this year.
Right,
2008, the last win.
I want to say they haven't beat Kansas State since 2008.
Every year, I think Kansas is the better team, and every year they get destroyed by Kansas State. And it's the same exact thing with UVA and Tech, and it's the same argument as well because we've gone through this. The teams that don't have a team national championship in anything is Kansas State, Virginia Tech, and UCF. So Kansas State and Virginia Tech love beating up their rival in football, but their rival has a bunch of national championships in other sports. So it's one of those weird things, but Kansas continues to lose to Kansas State in football. That's why they're on this list. Moving on. USF, South Florida, lost 34-31 to Memphis. That's a big loss. That's their second loss on the year. They're still okay, I guess, because of all the stuff that's going to happen in that conference.
All the teams are still alive.
And you got to play each other, but it hurts. It hurts for the G5 discussion.
Well,
So
it hurts with the way they lost because I want to say they were up 31-14 or 31-17 in the fourth quarter,
right,
and that's what
yeah,
hurts.
yeah, that's painful to a team that lost to UAB the week before. So USF tough loss. Moving on, Mizzou 17-10 lost to Vandy. Another one where Missouri didn't look good. Missouri hasn't really beaten anybody, but they're an SEC team, so they're put up there in the rankings all the time.
But it's also they've lost twice at Alabama or at home to Alabama at Vandy, right? Like
Correct.
it's
They're
how do you
two
not,
tough games.
how do you not put them up there though, regardless of SEC bias or not?
Well, no,
Considering the rest of college football,
no, I
to
get
say that a team's only 2 losses are to those 2 teams.
Yeah,
it's
their
like
best win is
have
Kansas.
how many of those garbage teams and
I mean,
between ranking
Tennessee's like this too. Tennessee
between 15
has
and
beaten no
40,
one.
how many of those teams have that many better wins?
Probably a decent amount.
You think?
Yeah. But either way, Mizzou, well, you got to beat one of these teams, right? It was a winnable game. And Mizzou, unfortunately, their QB also did get hurt in this game, but putting up 10 points, not going to cut it. By the way, if that's a Big Ten team, or if those are 2 Big Ten teams, we'd say how terrible this game is. Instead, it's 7. It's wow. Look at the defense. Look how hard these guys are playing. Anyway, next one, Oklahoma 34-26 lost to Ole Miss. Again, these are games that if you want to take the next step, if you want to get to the playoff, you have to win.
Because that was at Oklahoma, correct?
You play to win the game.
I believe so. Yeah, and it's Ole Miss is a that's a winnable game, right? And Oklahoma, a lot of people were high on them. Again, their best win is Michigan. They haven't beaten anybody that's been a top tier team, I guess. Every big game they're losing. And then LSU is my number one. 49-25 loss to Texas A&M. Absolutely destroyed in the second half. Yes, it was worse than that score indicates. Absolutely destroyed in the second half. You might be a winner because you just got rid of Kelly. So there's some solace in that. But LSU,
but you're out whatever $50-some million,
$56 million, whatever it is, and it's a bad loss at home, and you're out of everything now. So this year's a wash. And I believe actually one of their best middle linebackers just said, like, I'm not playing the rest of the year.
Was that Weeks?
No, Harold. I'd have to look him up. No, it was not. It was not Weeks. It was one of their other linebackers. But he basically said, I'm out for the rest of the year. And it was like, okay, that seems like a good thing to do for your future employer as well. But LSU, big loser, also big winner, and fine Brian Kelly. Any other thoughts on the losers?
No.
Okay, moving on to the winners. Woo, to the victor go the spoils. Houston, 24-16 over Arizona State. Houston quietly is 7-1.
Yes.
I don't think anybody knows that. That's a big win over Arizona State on the road as well. That was Houston's very good. There's a lot of like these Big 12 teams that were terrible with like first year or their coaches going into this program for a first year and then being phenomenal the second year. Houston's one of those teams. Arizona State was that team last year. Houston's one of those teams this year, where your second year in the system, the team looks great. Big win for Houston. Next, I'm going with a couple undefeated teams, Georgia Tech and Navy. They remained undefeated. Always big. I mean, we're 3/4 of the way through the year. If you're undefeated, that's a pretty big deal. Georgia Tech beat the shit out of Syracuse, and Navy with a big win. I think who they play, FAU?
FAU, I believe. The Fighting Alfred Morrises. No remorse
Morris.
here.
So Washington Redskins running back.
Yes.
Number 46.
Come on, man.
Correct. No remorse.
The Fighting Alfred Morrises.
Anyway, Georgia Tech and Navy remain undefeated.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the fighting Dan Marinos and Larry Fitzgeralds. Pitt.
The fighting Mike Ditkas.
And Ditkas.
The Ditkas. Who would win in a fight? Ditka or a Hurricane?
The fighting Mike Ditkas.
Hold on. The name of the hurricane is Hurricane Ditka. Oh.
The two of you have a disease.
Anyway.
It's called love.
If you didn't know who I was talking
Passion,
about.
baby.
If you didn't know what I was talking about the Pitt Panthers. Pitt beat NC State 53-34, and ever since they put in
what are you crumpling over there, Conlo? I can't even hear the boy because I'm doing
research. I'm doing research.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
keep going.
Now. Anyway, Pitt beat the ever living shit out of NC State, and ever since they put in this true freshman quarterback, they've been on a roll and put up 53 points, and they are very much alive in the ACC title picture. Their rest of their schedule, though, not very favorable. If you look at, let me pull up Pitt's schedule real quick. They're sitting third in the ACC right now at 4-1. But their last 4 games at Stanford, versus Notre Dame, at Georgia Tech, versus Miami.
Oh yeah.
So, good luck. But they look really good right now. So they're a winner this week. The next one, Iowa. The Iowa Hawkeyes, 41-3 over Minnesota. And you love PJ Fleck in Minnesota. That was a shocker. To me, absolute shocker. I was expecting that game to be
to them.
20-17, and just like a last-second field goal wins it. That's a shocker. Iowa is on a roll and putting up 41 points. Iowa, 41. That's a complete win right there, 41-3.
They're the only team to lose by 1 possession to Indiana.
Yes, that it looks more and more impressive every single week. Iowa, very good team. Next one, BYU, 41-27 over Iowa State on the road.
Whoa.
BYU undefeated still. They should be a top 5 team. Don't know why they're not. They should be a top 5 team. I love watching this team play. They are always in control, like I've said before. Bear is awesome. LJ Martin's awesome. Their 2 receivers are incredible. I love this team. I love their coach. I love everything about what BYU is doing on the football field. I don't know why they don't get respect. The last 2 years, I think they're 19-2 or something. Something like that on the year. That's I think 19-2 or 20-2 at this point. That's incredible. And they, for some reason, continue to get disrespected. They're sitting at number 10 in the AP poll. It's an undefeated Power 4 team that looks really good, that has good wins. They need to be up there at sitting at number 5 or number 4. Next one, Texas A&M. Looks to me like this could be a national championship caliber team. 49-25 over LSU in Death Valley. And finally, and it's the coach, right? They've always had talent. Every year they have an abundance of talent. They have all the money in the world, right? But Elko fit. He fit as their coach, and he's made that team a national championship caliber team. We love Elko as a coach. Yeah. And your number 1 is Memphis. They were on my losers last week, and they went and totally redeemed themselves. They're my number 1 this week, 34-31 win over USF, right back in that G5 playoff contender.
What are you crunching on over there?
God. Anyway, that's my list.
I just needed a ginger ale is all.
How much ABV is in that ginger ale?
Yeah, not your father's ginger ale.
Bug.
Anyway, bug. That's my strike.
Well, hold on, boy. I'm shocked you didn't mention our Wisconsin Badgers under the winners column.
Oh,
because I don't know if you saw, they scored their first points in 11 quarters at Oregon.
They only lost by 2 scores.
Yep, they scored their first for the first time in 11 quarters. So let's go Badgers. Woo!
Oh, Bucky's on the rise. Here we go. On the board.
What shirt is that?
This would be the Virginia Squires.
It looks like Hey Arnold's grandpa.
Former employers of Rick Barry, George the Iceman Gervin, and one Mr. Dr. J.
I don't see a lot of differences here.
Squire.
Looks like Hey Arnold's grandpa. Sorry.
I can see that. Maybe that's who it was based off of. The Squires. Go Squires.
Go Squires.
I got Squires fever, baby.
Yeah. Whoop.
Corn dogs,
like I said,
Jackie.
This team at one point competed in the ABA with Rick Barry, Dr. J, and George Gervin.
Oh, is that why
where were they?
ABA
where
on
they?
your shirt?
They were based out of everywhere, right? They didn't have they didn't play a single.
The story
like,
is
home.
They were originally the Oakland Oaks, and they did really well because they had basically fought the Golden State Warriors for the rights to Rick Barry and won somehow. And they were kicking ass in the ABA, but weren't drawing because the Warriors across the Bay were, even though they weren't as good, still got all the fans. So the owner decided to move them across the entire country to D.C., and they were the Washington Capitals, believe it or not. Well, I want to say it was Capitals with an O, not the A Capitals, which is interesting. But their stadium was in a rough neighborhood, so no one went to the games because it was dangerous to go to the games. So their owner decided to move them again. But at the time, the Baltimore Bullets owner, I forget, it's a famous name, I forget who it was, but was just pissed off in general that they existed, right? And so he was pushing to move them out of there. And so as a basically FU to the Bullets owner, this owner decided to name the team the Virginia Squires instead of like the Poland, yes. Instead of like the Richmond Squires or like the Hampton Squires. He named them the Virginia Squires so that all the people in Virginia would think this is their team, and they would steal fans from the Northern Virginia area where the highest population was. So this team, the Squires, didn't play in one spot. They played games in Roanoke, in Richmond. Most of their games, though, were played in the Hampton Coliseum and the Norfolk Scope. So most of their games are in the Tidewater area. And again, like I said, they had Dr. J played down here in the Scope. George Gervin played down here. Rick Barry, oddly enough, was actually featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated wearing a Virginia Squires jersey, but never suited up for them because in the interview he did, he just roasted on like the state of Virginia and the entire South, saying, I'll never raise my children in the South, and this is such a terrible place, and these people, this and this and this. So the owner just sold him to the Knicks for like nothing. So he never suited up.
But pennies on the dollar.
They went bankrupt because of financial mishandlings and wound up having to sell Dr. J to the Nets, I believe is how he got there. And they sold George Gervin, like a young George Gervin, to whoever took him. And then they went belly up because they couldn't pay like their property taxes and their like league fees. And they went belly up right before the ABA-NBA merger. But apparently Abe Pollin had guaranteed, because the Bullets were in the NBA at that time, that there's no way that he would ever allow this team into the NBA because of how much their owner pissed him off. Just hilarious stuff.
Cool. All right. Well,
the more you know.
You ready to bring him up, Nick?
Yep. All right. So my strike goes to the world. Well, I was trying to figure out whether it was a baller strike or not, you know? It goes to the world of golf, right? Michael Brennan from
Leesburg, Virginia.
Yes.
Wake Forest.
And Wake Forest University.
Tuscarora High School.
Correct.
Blue Ridge Grill.
Won. Yes. Okay. He won the Utah
Give me a Brentwood salad, baby.
Sorry. Thank you. The Bank of Utah Championship, which I believe was at Black Desert Resort. A wild course. If you watched any of it, the course is crazy. The views you see, right? But he won it. He was there on a sponsor's exemption. It was his third career PGA Tour start ever. He shot a final round 5 under 66 for a 4-shot victory over Rico Shohei of the Philippines, I believe is where Hoey's from. Brennan, though, he had just earned his Korn Ferry Tour card not long ago because he won 3 events in real quick
at the end
succession.
Of September.
Yeah, and like
he was on the
Korn
Ferry Tour for like less than a month.
Do you remember?
He was. These events weren't even Korn Ferry events. These were PGA of America's events, and he won those in those events. If I think the Fortinet Cup or Fortinet Points Championship is Fortinet is I believe the name of the sponsor. He was able to win that with these real 3 quick victories, and that gave him his Korn Ferry Tour card. But now he's earned his PGA Tour card for the next 2 years. So he just straight up skipped the Korn Ferry Tour. It's like someone being called up straight from AA to the majors. You skip AAA altogether. That's essentially what he did with this victory. 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour. He's also got a spot in the PGA Championship this next year and a spot at the RBC Heritage, which has a $20 million purse. All from out of nowhere on a sponsor's exemption, which, is interesting. The last golfer from Leesburg, Virginia, Billy Hurley III from
United States Naval Academy.
Thank you. He won his lone PGA tournament victory on a sponsor's exemption.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
wild.
Just kind of crazy stuff there. Good
Shout
for
out
him.
Billy.
Yes.
Yeah. Out of
Thanks for babysitting us.
Michael Brennan out of River Creek Country Club.
Yes. The Creekers.
Right there on the Potomac.
They have a volleyball court there. I played volleyball at River Creek one time, and Scotty Cypher wrecked his mom's Suburban. Not like wrecked it, but like he dinged up the bumper really bad.
Scotty Cypher also ripped the oh shit handle in our old minivan out of the ceiling.
Was that him?
Yes, on the way to the Inter Milan Manchester City game in Baltimore. Just was holding it and goes, "Oh, Veshy."
Was he really with us?
Yes.
I remember the handle getting broken because none of us could believe it. I grabbed the hold of the other one and put my feet on the roof and tried to yank it down, and the other one wouldn't go. Faulty handle.
What was it? Old used minivan that
Sienna.
Only one door was automatic. What the fuck do you do with that? Only
That's
one
true.
automatic door?
It cost another $50 for the other one.
Yeah, so
Talk the guy out of it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get a CD player?
And why don't you just take the steering wheel with you as well? We don't need that either. Knock another 25.
Guy knocked $50 off it, so I didn't get the CD player.
Yeah, well, you laugh, but I seem to recall someone else who had similar circumstances when he was buying his new Toyota, Steven.
Me.
I don't own a Toyota.
I got bamboozled. Yeah, I got bamboozled.
I live in a Subaru household, thank you.
You did not get bamboozled.
I absolutely got bamboozled.
I don't think it was a bamboozle. I just think maybe in this instance right now, you don't want to admit you're more like your dad than you are.
No, I got bamboozled. They said, we'll give you the employee discount.
We need to call your dad. Did he get bamboozled on the other automatic door?
I don't know. But then they gave the blackout package. They snuck in the blackout package that I didn't need at all.
It looks great, though.
And it does look good. But I didn't need it. And they slipped in there, and how much does that cost? The exact amount as the employee discount. They're all screwing you. And why don't I take my car to... Why don't I just flush my money down the toilet to take my car to a dealership?
Yeah, you got a little vein going right there.
Gotta have those donuts you used to soften people up.
Erroneous on all counts.
High five. On the flip side. Yeah. Elaine, high five is the lowest form of primate male ritual.
Hey, look, no more grease monkey. I don't care for that term.
A lot of monkeys you could change do an oil change.
Don't agree to anything.
So one that did sign language. Yeah, Coco. That chip's all right. High five.
The evolution of Putty.
Love Putty.
Arguably the most underrated character on that show.
Yeah.
And I say arguably because, yes, Patty Warbucks.
Yeah, Patty Warbucks.
Anything else before? Yeah. Anything else before we move on?
No. Dead air.
No, please play the clip.
Oh my God, it defeats the purpose if we have to ask for it. If you ask for it, you don't need it.
You know what? Read between the lines, Theo. Read between the lines.
Dead air.
Thank you, Frank. All right, so that's going to bring us to our favorites segment, brought to you as always by One Legacy Title and Escrow in Jacksonville, Florida. Follow them on Instagram at One Legacy Florida and visit them at onelegacyflorida.com to see how they can help you with your next house closing. One Legacy Title and Escrow, because your legacy matters. This week we went with, in honor of Halloween, our favorite candy of all time. Woo! Candy, I don't know how you interpret. Like what'd you say?
If you go trick or treating, this is what you can possibly get.
But chocolate covered pretzels, would that count as candy? or is that just a
some
snack
people
dessert?
wouldn't. Some people, I mean, I think it depends on your school of thought. Some people wouldn't count chocolate as candy. They put chocolate in its own class. When people
That's
think candy, they think like
if you're trick or
Fireballs,
treating,
Lemon Heads, Sour Patch would be considered candy, but
When you
chocolate's like on its own.
take your kids to trick or treat. What is going in that bag?
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that
that's a
definition.
good,
That
yeah,
you have a chance to have that in your bag.
yeah. You take the good, you take the bad, and there you have
The toothbrush,
my
the
opening
apple.
statement. Did you guys ever have to walk
Soda
around with
pop.
the
can of soda
UNICEF
pop.
box?
The what?
Yeah,
UNICEF
I-
box.
I never.
It's a
did
tiny
it
little like origami
orange
box
that you put
that's
together,
orange, and you hold it out, and they put like quarters and shit in it.
and they
What?
donated to UNICEF.
Oh, it was terrible. No, I think we did it once, and then like the rest of the time, Mom was like, "Make sure you take your UNICEF," and I was like, "Okay." Never
I don't
did.
remember doing that. We
didn't.
took pillow
I assembled
sacks.
that box in high school because whatever club Mr.
It was
Bednarski
a big year for you.
ran, I joined just to put it on my resume. That was one of the things I did, was assemble a UNICEF box and do it, and I never.
Resume. It still
Dang.
sounds
Dang,
weird.
shout out Brian Bednarski.
Yep.
The ends justifies the means.
Mm-hmm.
He loved Machiavelli.
All right,
Oh yeah. So
Who's going first?
favorite things to get in your Halloween bucket.
Yes.
You want, I'll go first because I feel
Yeah,
like
go ahead. I've been doing market research over here.
yeah. I'm gonna
That's why
start
he's
with.
crunching.
I do have
Crunchy.
an honorable mention here. One that feels relatively new to the scene now because I don't buy candy too often. Maybe it's been around for a while, but the Nerds gummy clusters.
Oh my god, yeah. Tessa loves those.
Dude, they are addictive. They will. I mean, that's a good way to get yourself some cavities and some diabetes, and everyone around you some diabetes.
But
But-
boy, do you feel good.
Damn, they are delicious.
I could probably walk into my kitchen and find a couple like Ziploc, like the family size, like Ziploc
Yeah.
bags of them somewhere in my kitchen. I could guarantee it.
I wasn't expecting them to be that good, and I was like, let me try them because I'm like, what? Like, how is that going to taste? A little gummy
Nerd.
cluster with nerds around. I'm like, how is this? It's so good.
It's
It's
electric.
fantastic. Absolutely electric. Moving on, the rest of my list actually all chocolate.
You're a
Number
chocolate guy.
5, I think one of the most underrated candy bars out there, Milky Way.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't like Milky Ways,
Yeah,
and I
people
don't know
sleep
why.
on- because it's like
It's a Three Musketeers with caramel.
it's.
It's
But I think
literally
a lot
all
of
it is.
people say like, why have a Milky Way when you could have a Snickers?
Why does
Because
this
I
even
don't like
exist?
I don't like the nuts. I used to think you were crazy, but now I can see your nuts.
Thank you.
I find that hard to believe. Not that
Milky
he's
Way.
ever had
It's a
one.
Three Musketeers with caramel. I'm a big fan of Milky Ways. Next one in the 4 spot, Crunch Bars.
Okay.
They're
Love me
healthy
a
for
Crunch
you
bar.
'cause they have
are
rice
healthy.
in
They
them.
have rice in them. Oh, Andy,
All this carbs.
you're fine, but it's just simple. Moving on from the Crunch bars.
That's a good one.
In the 3 spot, classic Kit Kat. Break
You a
me
Kit
off a
Kat
piece
guy?
of that
Yeah.
fancy feast.
It's
Nailed
cat
it.
food.
Dude, nailed it. Kit Kat. Yeah, I've always loved Kit Kats. They're easily top 3. They're so good. And number 2, the only one with the cookie crunch, Twix.
Okay.
How much is that? How much of that is because of that episode?
No, it's not.
Seinfeld. The
It's not.
dealership?
Are you
No,
a
it's
left
not.
Twix or a right Twix guy?
I like to mix.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I
left.
usually
No, what he
everything I
does is
go
he-
left first, right?
He takes
Mhm.
them both and takes a bite out of both
Yes.
of them.
Yep.
Whoa.
Like an absolute sociopath and just no.
On
You
that
always
note,
have to break it.
Do you break your Kit Kats up too, or do you
Yes.
just chomp into those?
No,
too?
no, you break the
Yeah,
Kit Kats up.
hippo.
Always break the Kit Kat.
Okay. Cool.
No. Twix is the only one with Cookie Crunch, but that is just a top tier candy bar. It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's very good.
And number 1, Three Musketeers. I love Three Musketeers. I love that
That's-
nougat.
A trash one pick. I'm sorry. That is the worst thing to put in the one spot.
Play the boo. Play the boo.
Yeah.
You can boo me all you want. I love Three Musketeers.
Three
Dude,
Musketeers in
Three
the one
Musketeers
hole.
are so
You
good.
got
That whipped
them in the
chocolate.
batting lead off.
The whipped chocolate in the
Brother,
center.
this guy
Oh, no.
stinks.
I love.
Boo
I
him.
am taking I'm taking Three Musketeers.
You're
Do
gonna
it
be in the
again.
minority. You're gonna be in the
Do it
minority.
again.
That's fine.
The
All
guy
right, you
at the
tell me
end
what's
still
better.
got, like, all right, Como.
So I did my list, and like for the
I'll
most
take
part,
all your Three Musketeers, by the way, if you want. to
yeah,
send
you
them.
can have them. You probably like the Midnight Milky Ways too, you weirdo.
He's a Mounds guy too.
Yeah.
No, I hate coconut.
So here's how I did mine, because very seldomly do you get full-size candy bars for Halloween. So I'm thinking about what fun-size candy bars do I actually like in my bucket, and I think that makes a big difference, because like some fun-sized bars are nowhere near as good as their king-size bars. Okay, honorable mention, I went with the pack of peanut M&Ms. Full-size peanut M&Ms, top tier, it'd be in the 1 spot, but you don't really ever get those on Halloween. In the 5 spot, and it's very appropriate, give me a Take 5. Give me a Take 5 in the 1 spot.
What's the Take 5?
Take 5 is like caramel peanut butter pretzels covered in chocolate.
Like it's got a whole pretzel in it.
Yeah.
Does sound good.
It's very good. Oh yeah. See,
I don't think I've ever had a Take 5.
You got to get out and do your research, bud. You're outclassed and outmatched.
In the annals of candy,
we will hunt you and your pride.
Yes. In the annals of candy, they have not been around that long. I think it came out when we were like in high school, right, or late middle school.
Yeah, they're pretty new.
So in the annals of
I
remember
remember the commercial that they did. Yeah. Take more than 4, take 5. Number 4, give me the Hershey's cookies and cream.
Ooh, good one.
So give me the white Hershey's. Yes. I'm all in there.
Oh, that's good.
No,
oh, it's so good.
That Absolutely is the Haagen-Dazs of candy bars. That is the Haagen-Dazs of candy bars, the great white whale. And in the fun size bars, you get like just the 3 little bricks. It's very nice. It's classy. It's wonderful. Make it happy. Number 3, give me the little square of Butterfinger. Give me the little rectangle of Butterfinger, right? Any more than that, you give me a full-size Butterfinger, that I'll be picking that shit out of my teeth for weeks. But the fun-sized is the right amount of Butterfinger. Butterfinger in the 3-hole.
Yeah, that's what she said, too. He's never even had one.
Yeah. Holy shit, you're late. Just like that ump was last night on that strike call. In the 2-hole, give me a fast break. Give me a fast break. I love a fast break. Nougat, peanut butter, chocolate. Oh my god, chocolate.
Chocolate.
You can't beat a fast break. My list is very, very peanut butter centric.
Yeah,
I'm realizing.
I hate peanut butter.
Peanut M&Ms, Take 5, Butterfinger, fast break, and then number 1, give me the Reese's cup. Give me the Reese's cup, the little tiny foil ones where you gotta like. The best is getting finding all of them in your bucket, and then you eat them, and then you keep wrapping the foil around the old ones, and you end up with a big ass foil ball. Give me the Reese's in the 1 spot. Yeah, big peanut butter and chocolate guy. It's salty and savory. It's so good.
Peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter.
I'm Officer Reese's. What seems to be the problem here?
Kamala, give yourself a round of applause, because that's a legitimate list. Thank you.
Thank you.
I disagree. Yes. I don't like nuts in my chocolate.
All right, so I have 2 honorable mentions. Like you guys, most of my list consists of chocolate because it's better than the other crap. And I wanted to include something that wasn't chocolate. So I got Tootsie Pop. Tootsie Pop, great.
Classic.
The blue one, whatever that flavor is, grape or something, because it's like blue, purple. That's my favorite one. Love a good Tootsie Pop. The other honorable mention is Twix. The only candy with the cookie crunch.
Twix in an honorable mention.
Yes. It's a good
This is
candy.
A heavyweight list.
It's a nice, easy candy. It's
how many Twix does that make for you? Like 6 Twix?
Number 5. Yeah. Number 5 is a Kit Kat, like a good Kit Kat. That's I say easy to eat. It's like just pop in, you just break it, pop it. It's good. You don't even realize you've eaten that many. Like you could devour a ton of Kit Kats if you wanted to. Number 4, one of my I just love this one. It's a very not seen much one. Is a Mr. Goodbar.
Ooh, that's a good
Mr.
one.
Goodbar is good.
That's a staple in the Comlo household.
Yes.
There was always some sort of like crystal dish with Mr. Goodbars in them.
I remember went to Hershey Park once and bought a box that had like just a crap ton of king size Mr. Goodbars in it, and it lasted me forever. It was awesome. Number 3
Hershey
is a Snickers. The Snickers is great. Snickers has everything you want in a piece of candy. All of it. The caramel, the nougat, the peanut, the chocolate. It was ahead of its time.
Hungry?
will.
Grab a Snickers.
Yep. Number 2, peanut M&Ms. I love peanut M&Ms. Anytime you're like traveling somewhere, you got to stop to get gas. You go in like the Wawa or the Royal Farms. I always grab a pack of peanut M&Ms.
That yellow package just calls your
so good.
name.
It has to be the peanut, not the peanut butter. Peanut butter M&Ms are great. They're fine, right?
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with them. But a peanut M&M is the best, right?
Peanut's
it is
old
far,
reliable.
far
I
superior.
feel like you always see them too in the big Costco.
The Ziploc bags.
No, the big Costco plastic jug
Whoa.
of peanut M&Ms. You've never seen those?
With the screw
I
top.
gotta
With the
get
screw
it.
top. Yeah.
Oh wait, didn't we have one of those in Pinehurst? Didn't we have a
Probably.
big
Yes.
old
Yeah.
You brought those?
Brought it and I just shoveling them in my mouth.
Oh, those made the
Awesome.
dude. That was those were a clutch play. Those were right
Yes.
up there with the sunflower seeds that weekend.
Yes, peanut M&Ms, awesome. What John Daly eats every time on a golf course for his breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And the number 1 seed, and really the indomitable force in the candy world, is Reese's. And really any
Yes.
Reese's product, furthermore, right?
Preach.
So just like Kamala brought up, the little cups, right? That, amazing. A regular Reese's cup, amazing. I recently had the Reese's peanut butter and jelly one that they did such a great job, because they just put this little tiny layer of jelly. So it was a Reese's, but just a little hint of it. It's so well done.
Reese's isn't resting on their laurels. Their Oreo one is really good too.
Ooh, I've been dying to get.
Yeah, it's good.
Dying to get that. Their holiday ones that I always come out with, right? Like now you can get
Yes.
Don't
you have a pumpkin one? Don't you have that
pumpkins,
one with you?
The those are minis. But yeah, you get the full size pumpkin ones. You get the Easter eggs.
The
might
Easter
be the best
egg
one.
is iconic.
Right, the Christmas tree. They're so good. It is, again, far and away the best candy that has ever been produced. It is not close for anything else. And
Top tier.
what's great about it too is like what I said, it's so versatile. You can make all these different things with it. Whereas I had a Kit Kat once. It was like a special edition one. It was in like a different form, like a different shape. And it's like, this isn't like you're trying to be Reese's. You can't do this with Kit Kat. It doesn't work.
No.
Right. But Reese's can do whatever they want, and they cannot be wrong. It is nothing is even close.
Reese's are bust. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
So, boy, I'll give you all my stupid ass candy, and I'll take every.
Give me the Three Musketeers.
Reese's.
Give me the Three Musketeers and Milky Ways. I'll take them.
That's an ice cold take. You're outclassed and outmatched.
You might as well be asking for Mounds and Almond Joys. Like,
no,
let's
those
be
are
real.
very different. Mounds and Almond Joys have coconut in them.
So
I don't
Is he
want
eating
those.
his Snickers with a fork and knife?
I saw someone eating M&M's
How do
with a
you eat it?
spoon.
With
How
your
do you eat it?
hands?
With your hands. And George might be onto something here.
So good.
Cutting up an Almond
no.
Joy.
Channel 11. Anything
That's
else?
awesome.
Any other ways you want to embarrass yourself, boy, before we move on?
I like the whipped chocolate in the center of the Three Musketeers. I think they're delicious.
Mute him, please. Is there a
Hey, I'm not here
Thumbs
to
down whipped chocolate is delicious.
I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. You know what
this
you
is
like.
our favorites
for you.
list. You know I don't like nuts in my chocolate.
All right, calm down.
all right? Commie, traitor to our country. Traitor to our country. Spreading his propaganda. That's how I feel right now.
Commie.
For a nice little boy like you learn a bad word like that.
Those capitalist fat cats
Is that the Daily Worker?
inflating their profit margin.
He named names. Got me blacklisted at Hop Sing.
So, you know what's funny about that whole sequence? Remember, she says something to Ned Isaachoff, Elaine does, about, you look like Trotsky. And he goes, good. If you Google Trotsky, he actually looks exactly like Trotsky.
Really?
That's the joke. I was like, that 100% was done on purpose.
Oh my God.
You have to share it. Do they have a Ned Isaacov Trotsky side by side? It's literally the same person. Like, when I learned that, I was like, oh, 100% Larry and Jerry did this on purpose.
Yes.
Knowing,
looking at this, they 100%
yes.
did.
You look
That's
like
hilarious.
Trotsky. Good.
First, Ned Isaacov.
We're putting you on the list.
Name.
He named names.
All right.
Anyway, my wife came in and said, Three Musketeers are fantastic. So
Well, you two deserve each other.
exactly.
Thank you.
Birds
Thank
of
you,
a
Combo.
feather. Birds of
Yeah.
a feather and whatnot.
Yeah, we won't be coming over for the holidays.
Yeah. Love you both unconditionally, but you're
want you.
emphatically wrong.
Yes.
Together.
Which almost makes it worse.
Oh, I didn't say that. Don't lump me in with him on this one.
Moving on to what to look for, brought to you as always by VB Cookie Co. Looking for the perfect way to stand out at the next event you're hosting? Well, custom cookies are a timeless way to have everyone still buzzing even after they leave. Look no further for your cookie needs than VB Cookie Co. Follow them on Instagram at VB Cookie Co. and message them to order yours today. Whether it is a bridal shower, birthday, engagement, or baby shower, their team will work with you to make all your cookie dreams come true. VB Cookie Co. for the sweetest moments. Now, I will say, they hooked us up with some bitchin' ass cookies for the boys' birthday party.
I saw the
this past
pictures. They
weekend.
looked so good.
So cool. They were Toy Story themed.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
If you go to their profile, I'm sure they've got pictures. I'll try to share some on ours. They were so cool. Like, so well done. And the best part is, most time when you get those cookies, they're like dry and there's like just no taste to it. No, these are legitimate cookies, right? So like you bite into it and it's soft and it's got a good texture and a flavor to it. And man, those things were sweet. Still saved a bunch. We froze a bunch just because we're like, we can't get rid of these. We don't want to give them to other people either.
No,
Hell
I've had their cookies because they did cookies for Tessa's bridal shower. These cookies are awesome. Here, can I share their Instagram picture real quick?
Picture, it's so cool.
They look incredible.
The Toy Story ones, look at that.
Yeah, the attention to detail on these is top tier. Top tier. Look, even like the little balloons with Ham and the alien, the Buzz Lightyear one. I mean, these look incredible. Yes. The 3 painted like Andy's wall.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
The three with the cloud. Yeah, the Etch-a-Sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Top tier. Yeah. Shout out VB Cookie Co. Master of your craft.
Yes.
I'm going to throw a little like on it.
There we go. Woo! Well, boy, give them something to look for.
Well, the college football slate is a tad weak.
But that's always the best week.
I know it is. So look for just absolute chaos because that's what usually happens. But if you're still alive from drinking all day, the 10:15 p.m. kickoff is Cincinnati at Utah. Number 17 versus 24, and I'm a big fan of the Cincinnati team, so that should be a good one. Big playoff implications there because the Big 12 is always just wide open crazy. So whoever wins, you got a good leg up in the Big 12.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, outside of like this just captivating and wonderful World Series that's going on, I'd say for me, like what to look for, I would keep your eyes on the NFL. We're less than 2 weeks away from the trade deadline, and there's already a good amount of people that are cemented as buyers and sellers for the season. And we have some pretty big names that are like top prospects on the trade block. So keep your eye on NFL. It feels like there's just been so much parity in the NFL in the last 2 weeks that it should make for an interesting watch this weekend. And keep your eyes on that MVP race too. For some reason right now, Patrick Mahomes is the betting favorite for NFL MVP. But you have Josh Allen, Drake May, and Baker Mayfield, and Daniel Jones up there making waves as well. So
Jonathan Taylor.
Not to mention Jonathan Taylor from
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on in the NFL right now. So I'd say what to watch for if it gets to the weekend and baseball's over. Yeah, check out the NFL.
Can you give
NFL slate.
Quentin Nelson an MVP? Can you give a left guard an MVP?
Their offensive line has been superb.
Did you see that? Like that hole? There's like a picture, like from the Colts or something. Or someone like posted it. McAfee was talking about it, but there's like a screenshot of the hole that Jonathan Taylor went through, and you could drive a Mack truck through it. Like it's literally that big. It's absurd.
Good Lord.
Yep. And who said you don't need linemen?
Not me.
No, not anyone on this show. We know that. So for me, I like to do something that's a little outside the box, not the mainstream one. But the WTA finals, the Women's Tennis Association finals, take place in Saudi Arabia. Only top 8 qualify for this, and I think it's kind of like a bracket type of thing. But defending champion Coco Gauff, she's the number 3 seed coming into this. Arina Sabalenka is number 1. But Coco's joined by fellow Americans Amanda Anisimova, Jess Pegula, and Madison Keys. So literally half of the 8 that are there are Americans, which is kind of cool.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yes. Anything else before we wrap this up? So that's going to do it for us here at What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. Remember to follow us on all of our socials on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, and Threads at WCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio, and all that information can be found on our website, WCMEsports.com. For the man, Stephen Comlow, and the boys, Stephen Vesci, I am the coach, Nick Vesci. Don't forget to be decent to each other. Have a good one, and we will see you next time. Take care, Guatemala.